The price of gold today, it fluctuates every 30 minutes or every 20 minutes. Now, today is July 10, 2019. The price of gold today is 1393.11 per ounce. In dollar value, is 44,791.54 on the world market. Now, as you know that gold is commodity. Gold is the world asset, and you are buying currency. Now, gold has many uses. I have mentioned that several videos that gold has many uses. Either you're gonna refine to make into gold coins the money that we're using every day. Either you're gonna refine it to make into false step. Either you're gonna refine it to make into industrial. Either you're gonna refine it to make into spare parts in mobile phone or in laptop, or either you're gonna refine it to make into jewelry. The last, you're gonna refine it to make into 99.99, which is gold bullion. The serial number is there, and it's called 99.99. So it's already refined. Now you are buying unrefined. Most of the buyer has been confused. And, well, Amina, how I'm gonna get the profit? Well, it's up to you. How you going to get the profit? Are you buying 99.99? You buy that in the bank, because the 99.99 stays on the vault. You only buy a serial number. So this exchange, so we are not responsible. Don't ask Wilhelmina to buy from us 99.99 without raw material which is unrefined, produced by the local miner. There would be no 99. There would be no jewelry, because the miner is the one who produces it and then export it. It's up to you as the trader. It's up to you as the refinery to refine it. Then you sell it to your bank. That's it. So don't ask Wilhelmina how much you're going to get the profit. That's not my job. You need to do the research whether you're going to get the profit or not. I can guarantee you that the gold is profitable because you're buying money to make money. The World Bank needs gold. The refinery needs gold. Everybody needs gold. Jewelry manufacturer needs gold. We are the supplier. My seller is the main supplier of unrefined gold. Now, our selling price based on the world market. May I educate you, Mr. Buyer? The price of gold today is 44,791.54. The other day, the price was 46. Then down to 45,950. So the gold fluctuate. Why it fluctuate? Because of the stock exchange. If the government to government are not really stable or they are in crisis, then the commodity goes up. When the government is fear, then the gold goes up. So read on the current events. So I quoted on the current event because I always read the current event, the movement of gold. So on my Facebook, it's really huge. And you take time to read, take time to listen to on every video I have. Now the reason why I'm here live, the time here is 6:58, almost 7 o'clock. Standard time, Australian Standard Time. We don't know the time in your end because we have a big time difference. I'm from down under, which is Australia. I live in Brisbane, Queensland. Now most of you have been roaming around, looking for cheap price, chasing that the seller will give you CIF, LC, and SBLC. I doubt. I just finished talking to a gentleman. He's from Istanbul. And he said to me he was been dealing so many offer, 200 of them. They were being offered 25, they were being offered 18,000, they were being offered 24, they were being offered 27. And he was being confused. And he found Wilhelmina through my YouTube channel, and he go to my main virtual page and he read. He cannot still comprehend. So he sent me a message on my messenger on Facebook that he said he is a buyer. So he gave me his Skype and WhatsApp, and we added each other. So I given him everything, and I told him, where did you find me? On YouTube. So then go back and read again, because in every video, the full corporate offer is on this video and the other previous video. Now may I repeat again. The full corporate offer is like this. The seller is offering you to sell his gold. The carat is 22.54. That is an offer to sell it to you. The purity, the seller is offering to the world from 94, 95, 96. That is an offer. The origin, Bamako Mali, Conakry Guinea, Sierra Leone, that is an offer. We have gold and rough diamond. That is an offer. The mode of payment is bank-to-bank payment, F.O.B. Then, the export documentation is on this video. Now, you're going to say, well, Amina, what is the price? That is a very good question. What is the price? If you are paying attention, we are now on the global communication. Everything now is online. Facebook is 6.6 billion followers. YouTube, 6.6 billions. Everybody is marketing online. Now we are now on the global village. But most of you thinking that, I'm on online. I saw Wilhelmina. I'm gonna get the gold. No upfront fee. I think you're in the wrong business. You are in your country. You go to the grocery. You always have money in your wallet to buy food plus GST plus VAT in your country. So everybody to pay the food and valued added tax, right? Here in Australia, we pay valued added tax. We call that government sales tax is 10%. We don't have any complaint. Because if we're going to complain, then the checkout, when I buy groceries, the checkout would not give his product. So I have to pay. Now, in Australia, we are now on swipe. We don't have to carry money in our wallet. We are now paperless. Swipe, swipe, swipe. Africa is behind. Wilhelmina is the one who introduced this. Because I was in Africa. I met a lot of joker buyer. I call them joker. Why? They travel in Africa thinking they can ask for CIF. They are asking the seller to pay insurance and taxes. No, you are not paying the taxes. How about the gold? You have to pay the gold and rough diamond plus tax. That is normal, the way you do business. A minute you're asking CIF, you are crooks. You're a launderer. You're a thief. Gold is not for free. You have to pay for it. You cannot take the gold or diamond without any export documentation in your name that you have paid the gold and you have paid the stone with the Kimberley certificate. In this video, click below. Everything is on this video, the full corporate offer. The export documentation you need, asset report, attestation, the ownership, that you pay the gold, custom clearance, airway bill, shipping cost, and insurance. That is how you're gonna purchase the gold. Now, you're gonna ask, well, Amina, how much is the tax? That is a very good question. Now, our selling price, less 8%, maximum of 10%. Why? You're buying unrefined. If you buy gold bullion, the price is 44. 791.54. You buy that in the bank. Don't buy to us because our is unrefined. You are going to buy to refine it to make into 99.99. Now, you don't get the profit because the bank will say, okay, this is our price. Take it or leave it. So everybody come to Africa because Africa is 98% gold coming from Africa. 50% of rough diamond coming from different Africa. Why Chinese are everywhere? Why Indian is in Africa? Why American, German, people from Istanbul, people from Dubai, people from Australia, people from Singapore, people from Korea, why they're there in Africa? Why? Because Africa is a huge continent and Africa is a huge deposit of iron, gas, oil, gold, rough diamond, emerald, bauxite, coffee, cocoa, cashew nuts, and so forth. And then you're gonna say, oh, Africa is full of scam. Yes, you are one of the scammer. Why? You're asking for CIF. You're asking the gold to be in your doorstep. So to me, you are really a thief. What on earth you're asking the gold to be delivered into your doorstep and we don't know you? You never know you are a swindler. You never know you are a thief. You never know you are a mafia. You never know you're a criminal. When the gold arrived to your doorstep, you're gonna kill the seller's representative. It happened. My seller's friend bring the gold in Dubai. He was being murdered by Indian Pakistani. He was being poisoned, 48 kilos during 2 years ago. Mr. CDB was poisoned by Indian. In Dubai, there's so many Indian notorious buyer there. They are not a buyer. They are a broker to the refinery. So I know I've been rejected so many Indians. Indians are bargainer. Chinese are bargainer. That is why they don't like my guts. They hate my guts, so be it, I don't care. I advise my seller, a buyer cannot afford to pay the gold. He is a very dangerous buyer. A buyer asking CIF, he is a launderer. You know what is the meaning of CIF? Insurance, cost, and freight. That is normal. You insure the gold when you leave the country. That is normal. You pay the insurance because if you don't insure that, what happens if the gold will be stolen on the way to your destination? So therefore, you need to insure. You need to pay first the gold before you insure. Because gold cannot leave the country without export documentation under your name that you pay the gold. Now, I'm going to keep on repeating and repeating. You already saw the full corporate offer. You read it properly on this video. So, you send us a letter of intent to buy. Attention to this lady. This lady is your facilitator. I'm the one who brought this online procedure on behalf of the seller. My seller hired Wilhelmina. I am an extension digital office. That is why you saw Wilhelmina on YouTube. That is why you saw Wilhelmina on my main page. It's a huge main page on Facebook. If you are paying attention, you are a winner. If you're not paying attention, you are a loser. If you don't like my guts, so be it. Thank you very much. So I wish you good luck. Because we are not bigger. You as the buyer asking discount, to me you're a bigger. We give you a discount, fair is fair. You get the profit. The seller also get the profit because he has worker to pay, 400 workers to feed, and to renew the mining license, it costs money, 25,000 a year. All right, he's going to pay royalty. He's going to pay valued added tax. So you will not pay valued added tax because we put the tax into the price already. So you're not paying taxes anymore. You pay for the gold. So when you like it, state that on your letter of intent. You must remember, Mr. Buyer. I just finished having a conference with this buyer from Istanbul. And he sent me an email. He said he's a buyer. When I interviewed him, middle of my conversation, he said he is a consultant. That's fine. So I told him, you go back and read. Let your buyer understand that gold is not for credit. Istanbul is crying for gold as well. That's what he told me. So I told him, don't rush. Don't be excited because gold business is not for excitement business. It is very easy to secure gold if you have the capital. It is very difficult to find gold if you're asking for CIF. This gentleman that I just finished having a conference, he's been talking to 200 people. And I was listening to him. I said, out of 200 people, did you get the gold? No, Wilhelmina. They're all scammers. I was laughing. I told him, you know the meaning of scam? Lie, deceive, manipulate. Both of you are manipulating because you're asking for cheap price. And then when you arrive in that country, it's no longer cheap. Because he was dealing with so many offer online, which are all brokers. And brokers have no idea. They're agent to the seller, and he has no idea how to explain to the world. Wilhelmina is the one who explained it to the world. We are real. We are transparent. My seller has been in gold business for many years. My seller has an existing customer, and you are the new customer, and you're facing Wilhelmina. Wilhelmina will validate you. Wilhelmina will call you once you come to Skype and WhatsApp. Because I'm the one who will do the screening, just like when you apply for a job. You come to the office, you apply for the position, maybe accountant, engineer, social work, or sales agent. You will always be interviewed. Wilhelmina is a good interviewer. Wilhelmina can detect whether you are transparent or not. One Indian, his name is, a few hours ago, he was been attacking me. I'm going to educate him. I'm going to have a video addressed to him so that he could stop roaming around and chasing. He's an Indian. You cannot bring gold in India unless you have an importation license. There are only 4 companies in India can bring the buyer gold in India. Most Indians are smuggler. Most. How many Indians I screen? Reject. That is the reason why they get angry on me. They accuse me a scammer, cheater. I don't know. I live in a beautiful country. I eat 3 times a day. I don't beg. I am here to tell the world that my seller has a gold. My seller has been also a victim. Recently, my seller in Conakry Guinea, when I was there, he sent 450 kilos in France. He was not being paid. The payment was being defaulted. One Sierra Leone seller of diamond went to New York, the gun on his head. He returned to Sierra Leone empty-handed. There are buyers and sellers are cheater, if you don't know. So that is the reason why Wilhelmina put this everything online, so that you will not be duped again. 2 years ago, Mr. CDB brought the 48 kilos in Dubai. He was being distracted. He was being entertained, and the poison was put on his drink. A minute Mr. CDB drink, he died. The wife lost the husband. The children lost the father. Mr. CDB 2 years ago was only late 50s. He died because of gold. Another Sierra Leone buyer as well, Indian. He went to Sierra Leone promising CIF. Okay, 25 kilos. And the seller traveled with Indian. He was being distracted in the airport, and he was being booked on the cheapest motel. He was given soft drinks, and the soft drinks, there's a drug. And the Sierra Leone seller, he fall asleep, and when he wake up, his 25 kilos in the metal box disappear. And then when he reported to the authorities in Dubai that the bloody Indian is not registered, they are criminals. See? So that is the reason why most of you guys doesn't like Wilhelmina. You're scared of me because yes, I am very brutal. Yes, you muck around, you're gonna be exposed. Yes, I don't care if people doesn't like Wilhelmina. I don't care. Gold is money you're buying. That is the reason why I brought this, because I was in Africa. I was on the ground. There are so many buyers who are losing money and also the seller, both. Now today, you will not be duped again because our full corporate offer is in line. Whether you like it or not, you don't get the gold because gold is money. Gold is currency. Gold has many uses, right? So why you're scared with Wilhelmina? My question is, because you're a mafia. My question is, because you're crook. Only crook is scared with this woman. Yes, the real buyer doesn't talk too much. Only bullshit buyer talk too much. Yes. So I already explained it to everybody. Please do not cut corner. You're gonna be end into disaster. There's so many buyers from Ghana, Mali, Conakry, Sierra Leone come to me. Congo come to me. Kenya come to me. Madam, we have the gold. I'm sorry. I don't handle it. Madam, I business come. Well, it is your fault. One American is still in Kenya for 3 weeks. He spent $3,000 until now he didn't get the gold. He was offered $25,000. Don't you know the gold in Kenya coming from Congo? It's you in embargo. So they smuggle it to Kenya, and then they're gonna meet the real Kenyan that have export license and business license to conduit it. So they're gonna offer you 25 in order to ignite you. We call that on real estate is to tease you. You tease you, you're excited, but that particular seller didn't tell you what are the hidden costs. So what happened when you arrive on the ground? Your budget is very limited. You will never get the gold because gold is money, gold is cash. In Kenya, the tax is 7.5. In Cameroon, 17.5. The Cameroon seller would not tell you that. When you arrive, there's a lot of surprises. In our gold, my seller in Bamako Mali and Conakry and Sierra Leone, there is no surprises because I educate my seller and I help you, Mr. Buyer, to get the supply. We have tons of gold, but my seller would not release his gold. He would not release by bulk. We have tons of gold. My seller keep it for rainy days. The real seller are very smart. They watch the world market movement. When the price is down, the seller would not release his gold. When the price is up, the seller release it on the right price. Because there's a saying, supply and demand determine the price. Gold is the highest demand products. So I hope you understand, Mr. Buyer. So now, I think I've given you the answer. Don't rush, pay attention. Now I'm going to summarize, Mr. Buyer. Because I'm not going to stay longer because someone is waiting for me on live Facebook. I would be on live Facebook. Now, Mr. Buyer, you already watched this video, right? Read the full corporate offer. Take time to digest that into your brain. Am I really qualified to buy? Oh, I found Wilhelmina. So we start reading step by step. The carats, the purity, the origin, the selling price, and what necessary you need. It is there in here. After you watch this video, you as the buyer, you start to send a letter of intent to buy on your company letterhead stating, Wilhelmina, I watched the video. This is what I'm looking for. The carats, Wilhelmina, I'm intending to buy to make into jewelry. Perfect. Wilhelmina, I'm intending to refine it. Perfect. Wilhelmina, I'm intending to refine to make into medical uses. Perfect. Wilhelmina, how can you help us? We've been chasing and running around until now we encounter disaster. Very simple. If you have money in your bank account, it's easy to secure gold. If you don't have money in the bank account, it would be very difficult. Why? You have the solid asset, but you don't have a liquid asset. Now you're asking for CIF, you're going to leverage it. You're going to launder it first. You know the meaning of launder is like this. You receive the gold from us, you pretend to be a buyer, and then you're going to resell it to your own customer, and then the customer sell it to the refinery. They call that gold laundering. You as a trader, you lay out the capital in order to get the profit. Then you're going to ask, well, Amina, is gold business profitable? Yes. 100% profitable if you have the money. I'm gonna use my calculator. Now our selling price, less 8% on this today. Okay, I'm giving you the price today. If you send a letter of intent, fixed price. No matter the price goes up tomorrow, once you sign a contract, it's fixed. Now, 44,791.59. This is refined. You are buying in the bank. Gold bullion. Gold bullion. Now, you're buying unrefined. We give you a discount of 8%. Right. So, 8%. Times less 8%. So your profit is 3,583.32, right? 3,583.32 per kilo. This is your profit. Our selling price, right? 44,791.59. Okay. 59 times 8%. Just a moment. My calculator. 44,791 less 8%. Our selling price is $39,000. 39,000 per kilo. Because we give you 8%. So when you resell it to the refinery is buying 3%, right? 3%, you have a profit of 5%. Now, if you're going to buy 99.99, you don't have any profit. So you are playing on the stock exchange. The owner of the gold, they're going to resell it to you, their serial number, maybe 1.5% discount, but what you going to do? So you don't get the profit. So most of the buyer, foreigner, they travel to Africa, buy gold, and resell it to the refinery, then get the profit. Now, if it's big quantity, we give you maximum 10%. Maximum. The requirement is 50 kilos. On 8%, you can buy 10 kilos to start with. 10 kilos. So on 10 kilos, your profit is 3,583.32 times 10 kilos. You have the profit of 35,833. You invested, our selling price, 39, I'll give you 39 as today. Don't bank on it because tomorrow we don't know the price. So 39,000 times 10 kilos. 390,000. Do you have 390 in your bank account? You have to show it to us. So our price, it fluctuates. So don't bank on it. This is just explanation. Tomorrow or end of the day, when the price goes up, our selling price is different, less 8%. You always minus less 8%, whatever the price on the world market. Now, if it's 50 kilos, we give you 10%. So if you're floating around from broker to broker, of course you wouldn't get the profit. Why? The broker will charge you. And we don't pay double commission here. We don't. That is, I don't need brokers. Why? It's already online. I put everything. You just come to my page. We call that online store. I put everything. You have to read. Every picture, there's a message. Read it, digest it, and if you have money, show it to us. They say, well, Amina, I want to see the proof of product. Yes, you will. After you send a letter of intent to buy, we will send you the invitation landing visa based on your order. The 10 kilos or 20 kilos or 50 kilos would be reserved, waiting for you to come. Then you inspect. Then the gold will be asked to the refinery. There is a cost. $100 per kilo. So you're gonna pay $1,000 on 10 kilos. On 20 kilos, $2,000 because 100 kilos, $100 per kilo. So you need to be prepared. So don't ask Wilhelmina that CIF because immediately I will reject you. So there is no hidden cost. Everything is transparency. Now, you're going to say, oh, Wilhelmina, I'm scared to travel because there's so many scammers. Why are you going to be scared? I'm a woman. I travel myself. I'm not scared. Once you're invited, you are a VIP. The seller will invite you. The seller will provide a car together with me. So you're going to say, well, Amina, I'm scared to travel. Don't be scared. I am going to be with you. However, I am charging my extra service to be with you to cover my travel cost, airfare, travel insurance, hotel accommodation, and food and spending money. It is very cheap. Which one you like? You've been cheated before and you didn't get the gold. And you're going to say, oh, Africa, lot of scam. Yes, there's a lot of scammer if you're not very careful. Yes. So which one you like? You travel yourself. I will arrange everything online and I will monitor your movement. But if there is an issue, don't come back to Wilhelmina. Which one you like? You have two choices. You travel alone, sign a contract, send me your business license, your importation license, your passport copy, and the proof of fund bank statement. Then we will send you the contract. Then when you receive the contract, you can review the contract, you can edit a little bit, amend a little bit, but the price will be temporarily fixed. But if it's a long-term contract, we will fix the price for 5 months. Then the price will be reviewed because our price based on the demand. Right. Recently, we sold gold. Now, the gold will not stay longer because my seller has an existing customer. Every 3 days, my head office updated me how many kilos has been sold. So, Mr. Buyer, if I were you, I'd rather not to stop. I'd rather not to keep on roaming around. I'd rather talk to this lady in front of you. This lady in front of you is very tough. People are scared with me. Everybody knows me. Where on earth, Mr. Buyer, can you meet a lady on live video? Where on earth that the lady show her face? Where on earth that everything I put on my page is transparent? Most of the seller doesn't, the broker doesn't show their faces. Most of you, Mr. Buyer, are scared to open your camera. Why? A minute that you refuse to open your camera, Mr. Buyer, I start to wonder. You're not really a buyer. Because a real buyer doesn't talk too much. Only bullshit buyer talk too much. My language is really very tough. People say, oh, well, I mean, it's a scammer. I don't know. I live in Australia, Mr. Buyer. I eat 3 times a day. I sleep on a water bed. So why on earth those Indian guy that I'm going to expose in a minute? I'm going to expose him and also his picture. So that he would stop running around and he stop chasing and he stop attacking Wilhelmina. Please, my advice to every broker and joker. Do not muck around with this lady. Do not. Because this lady wouldn't buy your tactics. My seller hard Wilhelmina. My seller pay my work. That's why I put everything. I don't need brokers. I don't need it. However, if you're a buyer's mandate, let's work together. If you're a buyer's mandate, your buyer is paying your work. My seller is paying my work. However, if you're scared to travel, I do charge my extra service to cover my travel cost. At the end, Mr. Buyer, when you are on the ground, I will bend my seller's procedure. Instead of 10%, I might ask my seller to give 1 extra percent, 11%, because you paid my extra service. So at the end of the day, Mr. Buyer, you are a winner. You're going to say, well, Amina, How much is your extra service? We will talk when you come on conference. Let us talk. If you can afford to pay $500,000, therefore you can afford to pay my extra service. If you cannot afford to pay the gold, therefore you cannot afford to pay my extra service. So don't be involved in gold business. My advice, don't. Because if I am not around, yes, 100%, you will trap into disaster. There's a lady from Istanbul. She's in Africa right now. She was being deceived. She was offered very cheap price. And then when they arrived, two buyers and her, when they arrived, the real seller changed the price to 42,500. And then this lady saw me on YouTube. And she said, Wilhelmina, I'm here in Conakry, Guinea. I said, well, how long you been there? So this is now her 4 days. Oh, we were dealing with the seller. And when we arrived, the lady, she picked us in the airport. She was dealing with the lady. So that lady is a broker to the main owner. And suddenly we come to the office. We meet the owner, but they don't have stock of gold. And they have to wait. Because the gold mines is 1.5 day travel because the road is very rough. It is in Sigiri. So the price, the real price, was 42,500. That was 46,900 4 days ago. I told her, of course, the seller based on the world market. So 42,500, that's the price. So now, so three of us is stuck in Conakry, Guinea. Now I told her I cannot help you because our policy, we don't entertain buyers on the ground. We don't. Whether you are in Sierra Leone, I'm going to refuse to entertain you. If you are in Conakry, Guinea, I refuse to entertain you. If you are Bamako Mali, I refuse to entertain you. Why? We need to know who you are. We need to scrutinize who you are. You never know you are a mafia. You never know you're a foreigner, you're a hold-upper, you're a killer. Yes. You know, when I was in the head office in Conakry, Guinea, security guard is everywhere. If you come to my seller's office, your phone will be switched off. And your phone will be deposited in the reception office. You're not allowed to take a picture inside when the gold will be inspected. I am the only person who was allowed to do the video. Why? Because my seller hired me. I work for them. So you are a stranger. We need to be careful who you are. Yes, this gold business is a very dangerous business. Very tricky. But you as a buyer floating around online, that is fine. Because Facebook is an advertising site. And YouTube, we advertise that we have the products. But you as a buyer watching Wilhelmina, you are welcome to buy. That is why we are now in the global village. Information is worth $1 million. You are a winner to meet this lady. But if you don't pay attention and read the full corporate offer, to me, you're a loser. Right. So I hope you understand my explanation. I answered the question to this gentleman 30 minutes ago. And he is from Istanbul. You know what he said? The refinery in Istanbul is crying for supply. And then another buyer that he has a buyer in Dubai. I don't know if he's a buyer because I caught his language. In the beginning, he said he's a buyer. Now we are middle of my conversation. He said he has a buyer. Where? In Dubai. So therefore, he's not a buyer. Because if you're a buyer, you're going to say, well, Amina, I am really a buyer. You will send your business license. You're going to send letter of intent immediately because you watch Wilhelmina. Immediately, you're going to show me the proof of fund, your bank statement. That is a real buyer. If you full of blah, 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 to me, you're a bullshit. Because gold business is not a bullshit business. Thank you very much. I hope I answered the question. I would be on Facebook Live so that those buyers who ask question on me, I can answer live. You know how many people every day I screen? Hundreds. And I rejected even my email, 300. I don't even bother to open. A minute you don't know how to introduce yourself, you will not be entertained. A minute you send me an email, hi, my name is not hi. Even on Facebook, you'll drop a message, hi, I'm not hi, my name is Wilhelmina Ford. You met Wilhelmina already, you saw Wilhelmina live, you read it, then you say, Wilhelmina, good evening, good afternoon from my end. Whether you are in Dubai, Wilhelmina, good afternoon. Whether you are in Hong Kong, good evening. Because here, we have only 3 hours difference. Then when you send me a message on Messenger, hi, Mr. So-and-so, good afternoon. I read your message. What can I do for you? That is my question. Very simple. How can I help you? You already read the full corporate offer, so therefore, you need to introduce yourself. Not hi, because my name is not hi. I have my real name. I'm Mrs. Wilhelmina Ford. That is my real name. You understand what I'm saying? Thank you very much, Mr. Buyer. I shall see you on my live Facebook.